From the moment Luka Doncic first touched a basketball, something in the rhythm of his movements suggested he was born with a rare understanding of the game, an intuition that didn't have to be learned because it was already part of who he was. His childhood in Slovenia was filled with the sound of bouncing balls, the thump of sneakers against hardwood, and a growing awareness that the sport wasn't just an interest, but an identity forming piece by piece inside him. For Luka, basketball wasn't about flash or attention. It was a language he spoke naturally, a world he stepped into without hesitation. Even as a young boy, he saw the game differently. Angles, tempo, patterns, timing, things that take others years to grasp were simply clear to him. His father, a professional player himself, introduced him to the sport, but Luka's connection to basketball quickly became something deeper than a family influence. It became the compass guiding his life forward. Growing up with parents who understood both discipline and artistic expression, his father through professional sports and his mother through creativity and design, Luka was shaped by a balanced foundation. There was structure, but also freedom, expectation, but also encouragement. He was allowed to make mistakes, to explore his strengths, and to grow at a pace that felt authentic to him. That kind of environment fostered confidence without arrogance, ambition without pressure, and humility without self-doubt. His family saw the magic in him early, and they supported it without suffocating it. That gentle, steady backing helped Luka develop into a young athlete who could dream without fear and work without hesitation, because he always knew he had a safety net behind him. By the time Real Madrid came calling, Luka was barely a teenager, but the club saw something unmistakable. They saw a rare blend of IQ, maturity, composure, and skill, traits far beyond his years, traits that elevated him above the typical young prospect. Moving to Spain at such a young age could have overwhelmed anyone else, but Luka embraced it with a calm focus that would later define his entire career. He didn't view the experience as a risk or a sacrifice. For him, it was a step he was ready for, one he had prepared for mentally long before it arrived. At Real Madrid, he entered a system that demanded excellence, discipline, and resilience. He trained alongside players much older and more experienced than he was. But instead of shrinking in their presence, Luka grew. He sharpened his decision-making, refined his technique, and internalized the nuances of professional basketball. His growth at Real Madrid was meteoric. He didn't just fit into the professional environment. He thrived in it. As he progressed, the world began to notice a player who didn't need to be 25 or 28 or a decade into his career to dominate. Luka was still a teenager when he began to dismantle defenses, close out games, and showcase a mastery of the sport that seemed almost supernatural. The EuroLeague MVP, Final Four MVP, Liga ACB champion, and a long list of achievements poured in before he even turned 20. And yet, despite the accolades, despite the rising global attention, Luka remained grounded. Instead of basking in celebrity or satisfaction, he kept working, kept studying the game, kept refining every small detail of his craft. He understood that success at the highest level required constant evolution, and he was committed to honoring that truth. The NBA took notice long before he declared for the draft. Scouts and analysts debated how his European dominance would translate to the American game. Some believed his skill would carry him instantly. Others questioned his athleticism or his ability to adapt to a more physical style of play. But Luka never paid attention to speculation. He didn't let opinions shape his narrative. He trusted his work, he trusted his experience, and he trusted his ability to solve problems on the court no matter what league he played in. When the draft arrived and the Dallas Mavericks secured him, Luka entered the NBA with the same calm fearlessness he carried through every stage of his journey. What followed was nothing short of spectacular. Luka burst onto the NBA scene not as a promising rookie, but as a generational talent who played the game with a rare blend of creativity, flair, and control. His step-back three became an instant signature. His court vision, effortless, imaginative, and precise, turned him into one of the most dangerous playmakers in basketball. His ability to manipulate pace, to slow defenders down while keeping himself in complete command, made him nearly impossible to guard. Luka didn't overpower opponents physically. He outthought them, outmaneuvered them, and outplayed them with the kind of cerebral genius that only a handful of players in history have possessed. Game after game, He delivered performances that redefined expectations for young players. Triple-doubles poured in, game winners became routine, and Luka consistently elevated his team in moments that demanded something extraordinary. He became the kind of player who could take over a quarter, a game, or an entire series with a calm, methodical brilliance that made you wonder how someone so young could be so advanced. His leadership wasn't loud or theatrical. It was steady and intuitive, built on trust and work ethic rather than bravado. Teammates respected him not only because he was the best player on the floor, but because he made everyone around him better. There's a special kind of gift in that, one not all superstars possess. Beyond the court, Luka's personality made him even more beloved. His humor, his humility, his boyish charm, and his genuine love for the sport created a connection with fans worldwide. He became a global icon not because he chased fame, but because he played with joy and authenticity. Children looked up to him. Adult fans admired him. Opponents respected him. And through it all, Luka never lost sight of what mattered: his family, his roots, and the values instilled in him long before he became a household name. As his NBA career evolved, Luka faced challenges that tested his resilience: tough playoff exits, injuries, grueling expectations, and the pressure placed on players who rise to superstardom at such a young age. But adversity never shook him. Instead, it sharpened him. He used disappointment as fuel. He used criticism as motivation. He used every experience, both triumphant and painful, to expand his game and deepen his understanding of what it takes to eventually reach championship glory. Luka wasn't interested in being a temporary sensation. He wanted to build something real, something lasting, something worthy of his talent and his dedication. His connection to Slovenia remained a powerful pillar of his identity. He carried the pride of his homeland with him everywhere he played, representing the country not just as an athlete, but as an ambassador of its culture and spirit. When he competed internationally, you could feel the sincerity in the way he approached every possession. For Luka, wearing his national colors wasn't ceremonial, it was sacred. It reminded him of where he came from, who shaped him, and what values he carried into every arena. Luka Doncic's career is still young, still unfolding, still rich with endless potential and possibilities. But even now, he has already etched his place among the most captivating players of his generation. His combination of imagination, skill, intelligence, and composure creates an aura few players possess. He doesn't just play basketball, he paints it. His passes are brushstrokes, his footwork is choreography, and his scoring arsenal is a symphony of creativity and precision. He is an artist disguised as an athlete, and every game he plays writes a new chapter in a story that continues to grow more astonishing with time. He remains fiercely connected to his family, his greatest support system, the people who taught him how to stay human in a world that often tries to transform athletes into something else. They remind him of his values, they anchor him through the chaos of fame, and they celebrate him not for his accomplishments, but for the person he continues to be. Luka's gratitude toward them is woven into his journey in ways both obvious and subtle, shaping his approach to life with the same care and intention that shapes his approach to basketball. Today, we celebrate Luka not because of what he has already achieved, but because of what he represents: a new era of basketball brilliance, a reminder that greatness can look different, move differently, and think differently. He's a testament to the power of imagination, composure, and love for the game. He inspires young players to believe that basketball is not only about physical attributes, but about creativity, intelligence, and heart. He is proof that the sport is evolving, expanding, and becoming more beautiful than ever. This tribute honors the journey of a player who has already transformed the game and who is destined to elevate it even further. Luka Doncic is more than a star. He is a phenomenon, a storyteller through sport, a leader by instinct, and a generational artist whose canvas is the hardwood floor beneath his feet. His story is still growing, still breathing, still finding its next defining moment. And as each season unfolds, the world watches with anticipation, knowing that greatness is not only possible, it is inevitable. Thank you for spending time reflecting on the incredible rise and continuing journey of Luka Doncic. If this tribute spoke to you, feel free to share it with other fans. Revisit it whenever you want to feel inspired. and stay connected for more long-form stories celebrating the athletes who shape our sports, our cultures, and our imaginations.